Yes, indeed, New York City. I already know what it is, man. We back again for that second episode of that new podcast like no other podcast. It's called The BX Show. It's your boy Dotmannn. I got my lovely co-host, Chloe, in the building. And we got a special guest. Today. Chloe, should we tell the ladies and gentlemen out there who this lovely lady is?
This is my mother. Her name is Iris.
Yes.
She'll further introduce herself, but just so you know, that's my mom.
That's mom. That's Big Mama Dukes right there, first of all. And you know, I'm going to get into it. This is Iris, Chloe's mom. She is a Reiki master, which is like a healer, you know, into the spiritual beings and just energy, positive energy, and, you know, within things that you can, you know, build about yourself to make you a better person. I can't wait till she goes into this. We spoke a little bit about it, you know, off camera, and it's very interesting. So, Iris, how are you, my dear?
Good. How are you today?
Good. Now, let's get to the first thing. The title, the main title, is a Reiki master.
Correct.
Right. What is a Reiki master?
A Reiki master is a person that has been attuned by another Reiki master, and the attunement is, you know, a lot of people are not going to get this, but I hope you guys do, because the universe's energy is what you get when you get in a Reiki attunement, basically. So you get it from someone who has been attuned already. Okay. So I've been attuned by 4 different people. Okay. Different Reiki.
That were Reiki masters.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So basically, the Reiki practitioner, Reiki master, is a person that connects with spirit. Okay. And then kind of feels where it needs the healing, and then gives the person, you know, the spirit tools. The person that, you know, my clients, when I feel their energy, I give them readings and guidance and healings, and then I kind of just give them tools like crystals, mantras, yoga, pretty much.
You actually use like objects?
Absolutely, singing bowls, crystals, absolutely. They all heal energy. They all heal spirit.
That's interesting. Like, so when it comes to the people, like your clients and stuff like that, is it people that's like, so to speak, going through turmoil, or it have to be people that's really going through something? Like, I mean, you know, so everybody goes through different things, and sometimes you're having a good experience or a bad experience.
Not necessarily, but I would say about 85% of my clients are going through some kind of confusion, like they feel something and they don't know what it is, and they kind of just need an awareness. Right. So they need a guide. So that's what a Reiki practitioner basically does. It kind of guides spirit in order for it to kind of embrace the soul.
Wow, interesting. That's a great.
Yeah, well, that's what it is.
Almost like a spiritual therapist, so to speak.
Absolutely.
You know, people go seek therapy, you know, for maybe some, you know, for mental therapy, maybe something they're going through emotionally. Yeah. It's like you're talking spiritual, so that's even deeper than, you know, mental. You know, spiritual.
Absolutely, you know because spirit always needs to kind of needs to be guided. You know, because spirit always has these challenges, and you need to learn how to conquer all of them.
Absolutely.
So, you know, Reiki practitioners work with the chakras, which is the energy wheel. And we kind of just place hands with crystals or singing bowls. It depends on the practitioner's technique. Okay. And you heal that spirit, and then they find a balance. And then if they come back to you, then you work on a different chakra, and they find a balance, and it just kind of enhances your superpowers.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Is there anything that has to do with like any kind of psychic?
Absolutely,
with that, you know, like kind of seeing, you know, the future, or maybe, you know, dealing with the deceased.
Yeah, yes, there are mediums who are Reiki practitioners. There are psychics who are Reiki practitioners, because you already have the universal energy inside of you. So when you learn to work with your body and self-heal, all your gifts are enhanced. So if you're a psychic, you're going to see more.
Absolutely.
If you're a medium, you're going to hear more. Right. You know, so
how people connected with the universe, and, you know, where the sun was and things like that. So I mean, it's very interesting in that.
Yeah. So you have to go back to like the Native American Indian, when they, you know, where they honor the sun and the moon.
Right.
And Mother Earth, the trees, the herbs, you know, that's all medicine, the crystals, everything, you know. Okay. And that has been forgotten, and that needs to come back because spirit needs healing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And that's what really works. Not Xanax.
Right.
Not
absolutely,
Valiums.
Absolutely. Yeah. None of the.
It's you.
perks.
It's you.
None of the opiates.
No. It's you finding a healer. Finding a healer who kind of connects with your spirit, and then just kind of knows your flow and teaches you how to go.
Absolutely.
So that's what a Reiki practitioner does.
Absolutely, it's definitely in a nutshell, it's like spiritual healing.
Absolutely.
How have you always been into this kind of this?
I've been very sensitive.
practitioner?
I've been sensitive since I was a child. Sensitive means that I can feel energy. I kind of predict the future. I kind of had dreams, and oh my God, I had a dream that happened ever since I was a child.
Right.
But it was suppressed.
Right.
You know, like I used to tell my grandmother, "Oh, don't do that."
Yeah.
I used to tell my mother, "Don't do that. Don't get readings," and it was just suppressed. You know, so I didn't engage. I didn't embrace it.
Right.
So as I got older, my energy started changing. You know,
Right.
and then I said, you know what, I need something, and it was Reiki was recommended.
It was, absolutely. I mean, it came
And
into
I
life
just-
because obviously it was meant to happen.
Well, this is my true purpose. I'm a healer, so Reiki was supposed to happen exactly.
Yeah. So, Chloe, good to you. I mean, being that this is your mom, how was it? She sounds like she's definitely very into the healing and being that you're a girl, how precious the girls are. How was it growing up? Being the daughter of a Reiki practitioner.
Well, growing up, she wasn't into that world, but I could say there were a few little things that I've gone through, like spiritually, like, how do I say, like feeling things and weird things, so similarity to what she was going through.
Right. I mean, it's the
But
DNA.
in ways that
The DNA.
I remember to this day that I even brought it to her attention a while back. Mom, do you remember the time that I was laying on the bed and the bed started shaking? She literally looks at me and says, "You remember that?"
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I said to myself, I always felt like it was a dream. You know what I mean? To this day, I really don't know exactly what happened. All I know is that I remember a bed shaking. I was probably like 4 or 5 years old.
So certain memories are really very vivid.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really into that world. I've come across like little weird things here and there.
Yeah.
Played the Ouija board, had spiritual readings from other people, like the little spots that you go to.
Yeah.
But as she got into the world, and it's funny because there was a time that like we were still talk, but we weren't like as we were growing up because I'm grown, I have to do my own things.
Absolutely.
But as we came back together, I was already not in tune to the level that she's at, but in a world that I was understanding what she was already on.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when we conjoined back together, it's like, oh my God, I was just talking about that. Oh my God, this, that.
Right.
So it's so cool that, even with that little separate moment of me not living with her, and not really knowing the detail of her life, of what she's actually doing with her life. Like, I had an idea, I had this, but to know what she's actually dealing with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you still have that connection because you're a daughter.
Yeah,
so,
it's awesome.
Things that, she loves, it translates, man. DNA is powerful,
No, definitely.
Oh, very powerful. And there's a link when a mother has, she's still connected to my womb. That's a different conversation because that's like spirituality, on a completely different level. But she's connected to my womb. So when she was, she embraced her warrior mode. She wanted to go out there and she wanted to experience. But I was always like, take care of her. You please, God, take care of my baby and whatever. So here we are now.
And I take it as, I needed that experience because I am the
her
warrior that I
journey.
am today because of that experience.
That's her journey.
I wouldn't know what I know now.
Of course.
Learning how to be grateful.
Yeah.
Understanding and knowing consequences.
No, absolutely. And
You know what I mean?
important thing is
These are
humility.
things that
I'm sure
you-
humility was one of the things that
of course. Humility,
being,
and acknowledgement, appreciation,
awareness,
and all those little bits and things are things that I've experienced in my journey, and it's opened my eyes. I have no judgment basically on a lot of things.
No, definitely. I mean,
And,
no judgment. When you have no judgment, you grow. Because you don't.
Absolutely. Yeah.
in ways you just understand everybody. You have no judgment because you're understanding on all aspects.
Yeah, I mean, it's so slogan is for people to say only God can judge, but ain't that the truth? Even though when it comes to anything,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So, speaking, you said something about dreams too.
It's interesting because sometimes dreams also mean that you're literally at a different dimension. That's a different conversation.
Yeah, dream. Yeah, absolutely. No, dream.
Yeah,
There's something
but
else.
you can be
There's something
dreaming
else.
and you can be somewhere else.
You really can. That's what I said. You can wake up and don't believe your eyes. You be like, wow. Remember, there was a lot of, speaking of while we're on the subject of dreams, there was a lot of talk about people having dreams about falling and saying like they used to wake up before they hit the ground. And what was the old saying? Oh, if you hit the ground, you won't wake up.
That's have you heard that? That's a fear. That's the fear of falling. That's the old,
the old adage people used to say, oh, I'm glad you woke up before you hit the ground. You hit the ground, you ain't waking up. But dreams are very vivid, so I just wanted to go into that with spirituality and having the same dream, recurring dream. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
So no, that's very cool. So do you work by yourself or do you work with other? Like, do you work when you have a session, when you have a client? Is it like an exorcism? Do you guys like? It's not so. All right, so I'm going too far left with that, right? All right, so it's not like something, because people could be going through something and have bad demons in them. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody people do bad things.
I wouldn't be surprised if she would have to do an exercise.
Doing bad things. There was a little kid back in the days that was very famous. He was like, I'm doing bad things to the police.
So basically, let's say when there's a child.
I like doing bad things. I know what video I'm talking about. But anyway,
Anywho. You can, with a child, let's say for instance, if there's a child that has a lot of turbulence,
right?
It's because his frequency is off, his energy is off. It could be his parents are always fighting, they're always screaming, they're always yelling.
Absolutely.
So that kid is gonna always get into always be a little
not centered, so to speak, spiritually centered,
not grounded.
Right. Okay.
His spirit is not grounded, so he's gonna act upon what the parent is doing or what somebody else is doing. Okay, when a kid is 7 years old. Okay, that's the most sensitive time because his crown chakra opens. That's just a different conversation. So
I want the public to know what's a crown chakra.
Crown chakra is here.
So that's like the center, like
right. This is where you get all your information. This is where you get all your healing from the universe. When your crown chakra, it flows from into your crown chakra.
Okay.
So when a child is 7, that's when he's very delicate. You have to take care of him. She has, she's probably feeling some kind of way. So that's when you kind of look at them and kind of feel their spirit and kind of then navigate their energy. But if you have a parent that's not paying attention, it's not navigating, that child can go a little, jumping off the walls, blah, 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 blah. Wow. The child needs balance. That's why meditation and having a healing space, a sacred space in the home is very important because you can go to that sacred space and kind of chill. It's that show. Remember that when we were growing up, that Kung Fu guy that was on Channel 5? I forgot the name of that show.
It was a couple of Kung Fu shows that were classics, but not the Kung Fu that used to always come on the channel. Not the
not Bruce Lee. I'm not talking about Bruce Lee.
Oh, it was one guy. You talking about a particular?
Yeah, I forgot his name. That he always went to his master to kind of get that spiritual guidance. That needs to be implemented.
Like Daniel's son going to Mr. Miyagi.
Exactly. Perfect. We just saw that movie the other day.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes. Discipline, control, balance.
Absolutely.
That's exactly. Exactly.
It's basically at 7 you're saying that it's their age that they're going to start
life. They're going to start feeling more. They're going to start connecting more.
Understanding life more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, absolutely. And children, I have 3 children myself. Aren't they wonderful? And they just, they know so much.
Oh,
it seems like they know so much. Like it just seems like, absolutely. We talked about her children too. We talked about
her children are.
Her children are 7 too.
They're like little adults. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep them kids and not to expose them to everything. I mean, you want them to grow up in the world and know what's real. But all I'm just talking about is all language and everything. I don't let them watch anything on TV. So I want them to, be a kid for as long as they can. But still, you got to be real with them on what's going on.
There has to be boundaries.
So yeah.
You have to have boundaries.
Children are definitely so precious and they're so smart. So at that age, it's very precious too. That 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, because that's when they're grown. They're older. Things are happening. They see things different. So now you have to keep that frequency right. They have to be. You have to know your child. You have to know your child.
Interesting.
Yeah, so no exorcism. Basically, a Reiki practitioner is a healer. She places his hand or he places his hand on the person's body and kind of feels where they need the healing, and then just that holds space for them so they can get the energy that's coming from you.
Absolutely.
Into their chakras, into their bodies.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
Great. No, it sounds very interesting, man. We're definitely looking hear much more about that. I'm gonna switch subjects a little bit. We're going to go into something that we talked about on the first show,
Sure.
which I wanted to kind of, you know, I have you here being a woman and stuff like that.
Sure.
Have two women. We wanted to, me and Chloe spoke a little bit about it, the whole R. Kelly situation with the sexual allegations of R. Kelly, even how they're bringing up the old Michael Jackson case.
Yeah.
And, you know, and just so you know, I feel like personally, I spoke about it, like they putting the face on pedophilia on a black man, how they're painting and plastering R. Kelly all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Now, he might be guilty of what he's doing, but just as far as how the media is painting this picture and how they operate. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they need something to talk about, don't
they? They do.
It's unfortunate, but they do. Something has to make news. They have to make money. The news has to make money.
Right.
So they're going to go there and they're going to start picking and choosing and like digging in for stuff that no longer, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It matters, but it doesn't.
Right.
Because,
I mean, you know,
that happened, but it's like, why, you know, well, maybe because the girls need to.
No, absolutely.
Also,
and, you know, it's about protecting children and girls that was done wrong, or you know, could be manipulated by a superstar. No one's saying that he shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying, you know, prosecuted to the fullest extent.
Right.
So, you know, but how do you feel, let me ask you about, related to that, so how do you feel about religion? Are religious? Like, what's your...
I think religion is too structured.
Do you have a religion?
I'm a mystic. I believe in all religions.
Okay, so that means, all right, so you have no religion.
I have all religions.
For the most part, right? I know. Yeah, I mean,
all the religions are
so you don't claim anything. That's why I say that.
I don't claim anything. I believe in everything.
I don't exactly. Okay, so you never. That's interesting too.
Yeah,
that's interesting too. Because you know we're not going to stay in this too long, but you know, going back to the subject, like you know, not even R. Kelly, but just this whole thing. There's places in America right now. I don't like to really talk about things that I don't have the facts or the exact name, but I saw several documents and video on it where there's like little panels and they talk about making pedophilia legal places. I don't know if you're familiar.
No,
this
is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's it's a panel and there's a woman standing up on the stage and they have a screen and they're talking about, they're trying to like paint a picture on people that's suffering from this sickness of wanting to do something sexual with a child should be okay. So it's crazy, and I say that to lead into like with this whole thing with the Catholic religion and the Catholic priests and things like that, with allegation that goes back hundreds of years of these old white men, you know, abusing children, but there's really no prosecution there. There's never been a prosecution or no perp walks. I mean, there's been an outrage lately with everything that's going on, so there's been a few allegations, a few names has been spewed out there in the media, but never before now, because of the Me Too movement, you're saying, the feminist movement that's going on, you know, right now. Women are being more empowered, which is a good thing, but some of it is kind of, you know, it's causing a lot of other
There's
dirt
no balance.
to be filled up.
There's no balance with
a lot of dirt
that's
to be
what it
done
is.
right
I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this, but there's no balance. The feminine, there's no balance. There's too much power. That, you know, some women have gotten to the point where they're acting like guys.
Absolutely.
So that's a problem, because you need the feminine and the masculine have to, like my boyfriend and I, we're the perfect couple because we're like vibing together in a very,
so
very beautiful way.
You have masculine, you have feminine, right? Right. You're not trying to be a man. You're not doing none of the nonsense.
And he's the man. I am trying to be the man.
Right.
I want to be his woman. I don't want to be his, you know, his boss.
Absolutely.
So that's a big problem right now with the feminines. You know,
I could agree with that.
You know, because they're running, you know, they're driving Mercedes, they're making a lot of money, and there's some guys, they're like, oh, I can't touch that girl, she's, you know.
Right.
And then there goes the ego problem, and now the control problem, and it's just
right. And it just creates. Chloe, I want to hear what you feel about this too. But I want to say it just creates. I think it created the whole movement that's going on with this whole Me Too and a lot of the feminist movement. That they're going so hard right now. I think it's creating anxiety with a lot of guys on how they deal with women.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, listen, if you're at the workplace, of course you're not supposed to lift up a woman's skirt or something like that, but guys don't even say, hey, you look good today. You even reluctant to say that to somebody. Hey, you look pretty today. You might think like, what you doing? You getting harassed. I mean, it's different. If you coming on to someone like, hey, I want to go out, this is what I say is harassment. If you say, hey, I want to go out, let's go out. Hey, I'm married, hon. Now, every day you come into work, every 3 days, you coming to me by the coffee machine talking about, hey, can we go out now? Listen, I told you I'm married, but next week, every 3 days, that's harassment.
That is harassment.
That's harassment. I don't care if you do that for 3 weeks straight. That's harassment, bro. She said she married. That's it.
Right.
But hey, you look beautiful today. They made it almost like you know what I'm saying? They try to make everybody slaves to what they want, how they want you to act.
They want to control.
No, we don't want you, you know what I'm saying? And the feminist movement, you know, is a big part of that. What's going on right now, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm glad women are feeling empowered and getting in positions that they should be in.
Yeah, but they need to have this, there has to be a balance.
Has to be a balance, right.
Yeah.
You know, because you have to be fair. Just because a guy says to you, oh my God, you look beautiful, doesn't mean that, you know, he's being fresh or he's, you know, he's disrespecting you.
Absolutely. So, you know.
So you have to have a balance when you're empowered, when a woman is empowered, you need to have all your avatars right. You need to be, you know, kind and nice and not, you know, trying to get somebody in trouble just because they said, yo, your hair looks pretty today.
Right. Just because, you know, you saw them 2 days
that's
in the week and they said, hey,
I hope
great
that's
today.
not happening because that's crazy.
No, I definitely see that happening.
Well, then,
but
it's too much.
What's in there? Like,
I could agree on the point of you saying that feminine, you know, we do have to act that part because I can be aggressive. You know, I can catch myself being aggressive. Like I don't know if it's just my.
That's the warrior.
Guard,
no,
you know, like,
that's the warrior in you. So
warrior.
you need to tame her down. You need to bring her down, and you need to remember the nurturer and the kindness. Because
true, I do.
I know you do, but you know sometimes you're always on the defense. You know, and that's
I guess
not
it's
good.
a defense for the women that are a bit aggressive. It's just that you tend to guard a certain reaction, this, that, because you know what's gonna happen. It's like a routine for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You come across similar situations and then you try to be nice and then it ends up that why were you nice? Because the guy, you know what I mean? Like, how do I explain it? Like, basically,
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
I know
hard.
exactly.
Like,
well, yeah, you're afraid
so you have to guard no matter what position you're in, you know?
Let me just explain to you. You're afraid to surrender because you've been hurt so many times.
True, yeah.
So you're guarding yourself, but guess what? You're not going to grow if you don't let that go.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying? You can't grow.
Right, I got you. I know what you're saying. That's kind of like what you're saying you do in general with healing. With healing, you said like when they come with the dream, like the reoccurring dream is something that you might be holding on to. That's kind of in the same sense.
It's kind of there and there.
With you know, being aggressive and, you know, kind of like having your guard up all the time.
Yeah, it's okay to be guarded. It's okay to protect yourself, but you need to have a balance with that also. Everything, you know, like right now, I feel like I'm on protective mode sometimes because of, you know, what's going on in the energetic world. So I'm like guarded, but at the same time, I'm not going to stop growing. So I'm going to be my highest self. But I'm also going to have my boundaries where I can feel people's energy and say, you don't have the right intention. So you know what? Love and light to you, I must let you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of redesign your story and just forget the past and move forward. Because that's the only way you're going to grow.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like letting go of grudges.
Yeah.
But it's not really grudges in a way because you're not holding
You're just
against that
protecting
person.
yourself.
Yeah.
Because you could not have an incident with somebody but still feel guarded, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely.
I get what my mom is trying to say, and it's something I do have to practice. You know?
Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good.
And not even you, just in general, people, you know, there's millions of people out here that, you know, have that, you know, that feeling, that guard up, that should, you know what I'm saying, let go and create more positive energy. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, that's how you grow in general.
Yeah.
You know? You got to unguard it.
Exactly.
Unguard it.
You unguard it, and then when you unguard it, you feel more, you see more opportunities. Yeah, that's
right. Yeah, you know, you got to make everything out of something.
Yeah,
something
you have to slowly self-heal yourself in order for you to unguard.
Absolutely.
Because you have to heal yourself because you have to believe more in you.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. That's it. That's the whole conversation. Believing more in you and loving you more, but loving you more, and then you grow. Gradually, you heal your chakras, you feel better about yourself, you see things differently. That's self-healing, and that's how you grow. And then you're less guarded, and you take more chances,
right?
And you see more. You see the big picture. You see the light.
Yeah. You know, you can see a block up instead of just right in front of you. You know, you kind of like, you know, opened up your vision.
Exactly.
No, I get it. Exactly. Interesting stuff, man. It's great stuff, man. Y'all know how we do here at the BX Show, man. We have Iris, the Reiki Master, aka Reiki Practitioner, healer, spiritual advisor, spiritual therapist, all the above, man. And we have a real talk right now. It was great, man. You know, we'll be right back at the BX Show.
What is Reiki healing? Reiki comes from two Japanese words, Rei meaning God's wisdom or higher power, and Ki meaning life force energy. The Japanese stress reduction and healing therapy literally translates to spiritually guided life force energy. Reiki is based on the idea that health comes from the Ki flowing through and around a person, rather than the condition of the physical body. Ki is the reason why the physical organs function in a healthy way, and when the flow of Ki is blocked or disrupted, it adversely affects the body, causing the illness. Ki responds to a person's thoughts and feelings, so positive thoughts help the Ki flow more freely through the body to contribute to improved health. Negative thoughts contribute to a poor flow of Ki to contribute to decreased health and vitality. Even Western medicine is starting to recognize the mind-body connection and the ability to improve or worsen health conditions. To understand how the mind-body connection works, you must understand that all the organs are connected to the nervous system via the nerves that transmit messages to and from the brain. Therefore, our mind is more than the brain itself. Reiki is a natural and safe way to heal the body. Its spiritual healing practices can be used via a practitioner, but self-healing techniques are also available for those who cannot find a practitioner in their area. Anyone can learn Reiki for self-healing purposes, including children and the elderly, as age and health state don't affect the ability to practice. No credentials or special background are required to get the necessary training. All it takes is about 10 hours of in-person training from a Reiki practitioner. Typically, these classes are taught in groups, and a nominal fee is charged to cover the class. You will only be able to learn from a qualified Reiki master, so if you know someone who practices, ask them who taught them. Research into their background to ensure they are credible enough to teach you. Religion has spiritual components, and though Reiki is spiritual, there is no religion. You are not required to believe in anything specific to learn Reiki or to have it work for you. It will work whether you believe in it or not. The spiritual part of Reiki suggests everyone should live and act in ways that promote harmony with one another, a nearly culturally universal belief. With Reiki's self-healing techniques, you can practice the techniques on your own body to relieve a number of issues, including pain relief, stress and anxiety, and a number of chronic health conditions. Knowing how to use Reiki on yourself ensures you're never left alone feeling helpless and out of control again.
New to Reiki? Click here to get your free Reiki healing crash course, where you'll learn some of the most powerful and effective Reiki healing techniques in the world. These techniques are not only extremely effective, but they're also super simple and easy to master. And for more Reiki tips and guides, click here to subscribe to the channel so that you're always up to date.
What's up, guys? So we're here back on the BX show, speaking to my mom, Reiki practitioner, Iris. Go ahead.
Hi.
Iris, Reiki
what
practitioner.
About? Being in the now.
Being in the now is me being in the now right now.
Explain it to people.
This is a okay. So this is my reality right now. I feel everything that's going on in this room, and I'm very present in the moment. Mm-hmm. So that's being in the now. Like I'm feeling it. And this is something that I actually manifested because I always wanted to do something like this. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to you both, because this is me being in the now. So this is basically it.
You know, I kind of debate with my friends on social media, and we debate about things and policies, and there's some friends I have that always bring up Obama and, you know what I'm saying, and what he didn't do, and they try to compare it to what Trump is doing to, you know, make it good or bad and go back and forth. And I do it because it's fun. But at the end of the day, I don't choose any side. I'm not a Democrat. I don't support the Democratic Party. I don't support the Republican Party, because I know that it's all a show for a bigger agenda to keep the 1% controlling everything and keep everybody else under. So, you know, I just look at it like that. I've been doing a lot of studying on different things and I have to gather so much information. I try to gather as much as I can without overloading myself with stuff. But I just know as far as politics, I like to call it a dog and pony show. So, you know, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Because it's who's going to get there first. It's like they're always competing. It's always a competition, like who's, you know. But it's all about money.
It is.
Yeah. It's all about money. Who's giving money to which party? Who's giving money to which congressman or district? I don't know.
Yeah.
I see the documentary on YouTube, Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist, absolutely. I'm familiar with Zeitgeist. There's a couple of them. Yeah.
What?
Very familiar.
Zeitgeist.
I don't know what that is.
You have to see it. It basically breaks down in all aspects: religion, politics, medicine.
Yeah, it breaks down the monetary system, the medical system.
How the politicians and whatever it is you want to call it, they're taking all our money for no reason. Like, why do we have to pay taxes? Why do we have to pay this? Why do we have to pay that? It's charges on our bills for no reason.
No, it breaks down how the United States they use debt as credit. Put everybody in debt and use debt and give people loans and taking money out of thin air
because they want to control
to give loans, and it goes back to the monetary system on how it used to be about the bartering system and stuff like that.
Right.
So they changed it to notes. And how cash. The Zeitgeist is very interesting. Some people might.
I definitely want to see that.
Consider it conspiracy theory. You know what I'm saying? But you have to take from it what you will with other things that you know what I'm saying? You take everything, you take information from it that you will and put it with something else. But it's very interesting. There's a couple of very familiar with the Zeitgeist. So how before we let you go up out of here, man, we're so interested in hearing much more about this. Actually, let's talk about your podcast. So you have a podcast that you do, right?
Soothing Spirits.
Soothing Spirits. Okay, so where can people
check that out, guys.
Listen to you at?
iTunes, Anchor, Podcast.
And what's Anchor? Anchor is the app, right? In the app
it's
store.
an app. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can get that on Anchor, and it's called Soothing Spirits.
Soothing Spirits.
Check her out on Instagram too.
And I'm just pretty much just sharing my journey.
Yeah.
About 3 months ago, I was making almost $100,000 a year, and I have no job now.
Wow.
Because I want to be who I am.
You're really living free.
Well, not really, because I'm in a support system.
I don't mean free, but just being, it's right. We want to have jobs and we can just, do what we love. Like, you obviously love to do this. It's like a calling.
Listen, I'm 55 years old. I am going to live free.
So, yeah, man, it was definitely great having you here. It was very interesting. It was an interesting conversation. I'm very much more familiar with Reiki Master or Reiki Practitioner does, and I hope that people go out there and check out your podcast, which they can find on Anchor, right? Which you can get in the Play Store, also on iTunes, and it's called Soothing Spirits.
Soothing Spirits. Mm-hmm.
And this is
Instagram
Iris.
As well.
Yeah, Iris, the Reiki Master, the Reiki Practitioner. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming to the BX show.
Thank
you for being Chloe's mom. Thank you for having such a wonderful daughter.
Thank you.
And
I'm honored. Thank you.
You already know what we do. It's the BX show. What's our slogan?
Let's talk about it.
Talk about it. And we out.